Hi everyone, my name is Tian. My English name is Janet. Today I want to talk about career. You can see in my title, experience of being a dentist and a scientist. So I'm both a dentist and a scientist. Actually, I was a pediatric dentist in China and work in a stomatology hospital in Beijing. And last year, I got a funding from China Scholarship Council and come to US, study in Forsyth Institute as a visiting scholar to learn some research skills. First, I want to give you a little bit background of myself. I was born in Shandong province, China. Shandong is also the hometown of Confucius. He is a very famous Chinese philosopher and politician of the spring and autumn period. And Shandong also have the Mountain Tai, one of the 5 great mountains of China. Actually, my university life was spent under the foot of Mountain Tai, and I have climbed onto the mountains for several times. The sunrise on top of the mountain is marvelous. So welcome to Shandong, welcome to China to visit the hometown of Confucius and to climb the mountains. So now I start the career talk. First of all, I want to share my experience of aim. My dream was to be a doctor when I was very young. I know exactly what I want to be, but for some people, they may need to try and to find out what they want to be. I think it doesn't matter. It's never late to do anything. But early determination gives you more time to achieve your career goals. So maybe you can think about it now. I want to share with you my learning experience in China. I spent 5 years to achieve bachelor degree in Shandong, and then I move on to Beijing and study in Peking University for 5 years to achieve master degree and a doctor degree in pediatric dentistry. And then I stay in the university that I learned and become a faculty. So I work in Peking University Hospital of Stomatology as a pediatric dentist. In the same time, I also do some research work and teaching work. So you can see that there's a little bit different from American medical learning and Chinese medical learning, because in US you have to go to university first, and then after you graduate you can go to a medical school or dental school. But in China we can directly go to the dental school. But no matter in US or in China, the medical learning is need a lot of years. So for me, I spent 10 years to achieve a doctor degree. I want to share with you about my clinical routine. So you can see this picture was taken in 2014 when I was a graduate student. This boy dressed up as a Superman and come to our clinic with very brave. We treat his teeth and he never cry. After the treatment, we take this very beautiful picture, and this picture was taken last year when before I came to US. So you can see that most of the time those children was very lovely, but sometimes they will suddenly become a devil and driving you on the edge of desperate. So when my finger was bite by a child and I cannot draw back, my feeling was just like this sticker. So you can see that no matter what job, what career, you will have happy time and bad time. But no matter what happens, I like these children and I love my job. That's the most important. I want to show you that some of our routine treatment. You may don't know a lot about the profession part, but I want you to have a rough impression of what a dentist do. First, we do caries management for children. For example, this 7-year-old girl come to my clinic and she has a lot of caries. I treat the caries and keep to um, provide dental health care for her until 12 years old now, and I will continue take care of her teeth until 18-year-old. And I also do treatment for dental trauma to restore their trauma teeth and do managing of for the developing occlusion. Apart from routine clinical work, I also do dental care for children with rare disease. For example, these children suffer from a genetic disease that has extremely fragile skin and mucosa that blisters and tears from minor fraction or trauma, and he has very limited mouth opening. Even a gentle touch is extremely painful. So treat this kind of patients is both challenge for patient and the doctor. We should cooperate together to overcome it. This disease was called epidermolysis bullosa, or EB, is a rare genetic connective tissue disorder that affects 1 out of every 12,000 births in the United States. Even though this kind of diseases are called rare disease, but it affects 350 million people worldwide. It is really a huge number, and a lot of patients, they can, because a lot of reasons, they cannot get a good dental care. So one of my career goal as a doctor was to help them to relieve their tooth problem. So a little summarize of what I think you should have to be a doctor. The first point is you need many years to learn knowledge, because doctor is a very serious job. You have to take care of patients to solve health problem, or sometimes you even need to save their life. So where knowledge background is definitely needed. And second, after you learn this knowledge, you need to translate this learned knowledge to clinical skills. You need to know how to diagnose the disease, depends on their symptoms, and give them a treatment plan. And you even need to communicate and learn how to communicate with patients is very important. And because being a doctor, the way of being a doctor is very hard. So I think passion for work is important for you to finish the learning progress. The last is the most important, I think. If you want to be a good doctor, you need to always thinking for patients. It's important because every time they come to our clinic, they have a different mode. They are not just a disease, they are not just a case, but they are a person. You need to take care of them, not only take care of the disease, but take care of this specific person. Now let's move on to the second part, is research work. Back to China, in the Peking University School and Hospital of Stomatology, my research is focused on early childhood caries. You can see that our teeth is very bright, very wide and hard, but even about when caries will occur, it will cause pain or other problems. It was mainly caused by bacteria on our teeth. When we cannot brush our teeth well, the bacteria will on our tooth, they can they can use the sugar to as a energy source and produce acid. The acid will cause demineralize of our tooth, then a caries will form. Until now, caries is still a very urgent issue worldwide. The prevalence of caries is very high globally. So many scientists have learned and continue to learn this problem. I also published some paper on the etiology of caries. After I got funding from China Scholarship Council, I come here in Forsyth. Forsyth is a private institute focused on research, and it was affiliated to Harvard University. It is very famous on over-related research, so that's why I come here. Our group, I work in Shihi Lab. So our lab is focused on the study of the interaction between two bacteria, because there's so many bacteria. When they live together, they have a lot of interactions. So we study the parasitic relationship between two bacteria. You can see in this real microscope figure or in this illustrated figure that I have drawn, that the large bacteria in purple color is the host bacteria, and the green bacteria in small round bacteria is the parasite bacteria called Tian. So we learn the interesting interaction between the two bacteria. After I give you what a scientist is doing now, the vision of how scientist is doing now, so I want to give you a little bit summarize of if you want to be a scientist, what you should be. The first is you need to interest in science. The second is you need to have basic knowledge in certain areas that makes you can make some progress in an explored area. The third is you need to have lab skills. For example, how to grow bacteria, how to make media for bacteria, how to use microscope, and so on. The last is the most important part is you need to always curious and keep asking questions. This is very important. At the last, I want to share with you the 4 golden lessons that Stephen give students who want to start their scientific careers. Stephen is the Stephen won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1979, and the 4 golden lessons is the first one is no one knows everything, and you don't have to, because science is a very huge area. You don't need to learn all the knowledges about physics, about chemical, about math. You just need to first focus on your area, on the area you want to learn, and you can learn a lot of knowledge during the process you want to solve the problem. The second is go for the math. That's where the action is, because when an area was well studied, a lot of knowledge we already have but it's important for a scientist to explore the unknown area. That this area is the most important. The third point is, if you want to be creative, forgive yourself for wasting time, because explore an unknown area, you maybe need to make a lot of mistakes, but it's the pathway to finally success. For example, when I come to Forsyth and do my project, I was failed for 20 times before I success. I think this unsuccess experience is also important. The last lesson is learn something about the history of science. History is always very important. You can know what people do before and what you still can do in the future. So at least you need to know the history of your own branch of science. So that's all for my presentation. I hope after my presentation, you can get a rough impression of how dentist and scientist is doing now, and to figure out if you like this kind of job or not. Okay, see you.